Hi there, this is Nick broadcasting on the Get Me Off Grid video blog, which is, and I'll be honest, it's a fundraising blog to help me get completely off grid, or as close to it as I can possibly get within limitations. But essentially, don't worry about that for now, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you some basic facts. I have in front of me a graph of oil prices going back to 1990 and going up to 2008. Now, it's got some interesting things there. Way back in 1990, I think I can show this to you actually on the screen. If you just bear with me a second, I'll just turn the camera around so you can see basically what I'm seeing here. It's quite interesting. All right, there we go. That's the value in 1990. This is not being skewed at all. That's quite straight. That's quite direct. You know, there's regular intervals there. Okay. Same with the years. So this value is not being distorted. That's roughly $20 per barrel, going up there with the Gulf War to $23.11, staying more or less constant, a few fluctuations there. A bit of a dip there in 1999. Year 2000, we're starting to see big rises there already, okay? Then, got a price of $27 per barrel there, $27.77. The Iraq War caused a bit of a spike there, bringing it on to $28.60. And then we're seeing here like a typical hockey stick graph that people talk about, okay, going up to the date in 2008. I don't quite know where it is at the moment, like this is big stuff, okay? Just think about this, alright? You got Katrina there, it's peak going up until we got Katrina with $69.81. Okay, there's a bit of a slump there, okay, which is understandable. There's always going to be some variability, but the trend is going upwards. And there we go. At the top there it says up 162% since short-term bottom on the 1st of the 18th, 2007. What I want you to do is just to think about that. We've got a few things coming around the corner for us as a species. We got peak oil. Yes, I believe in that. We got peak coal as well, so we can't just rely upon coal or clean coal, alright? We can't just rely upon carbon capture and storage to remove the carbon from the emissions, which is going to come out of the coal, because coal will also peak. Alright, so as a species, yes, we're going to become more reliant upon nuclear as well as renewables, which is a bit of a shame because we've had a reasonably comfortable life so far up to about this point, but things are starting to get a bit more difficult and a bit more dangerous. Just think about that. This thing's made with a lot of plastic in it. Where does plastic come from? It comes from oil. This is also made with a lot of plastic in it. Plastic comes from oil. The computer that you're watching this on at the moment has got a lot of plastic in it. That comes from oil. Think about the fact that the price has risen up 162% since the short-term bottom on the 1st of the 18th, 2007. 162%. And that's not including how low it was way back in 1990. So we're still talking about prices of the things we use to make stuff with going up, which means the things that we need to buy for our survival, for our self-esteem, and in order to be able to live the life that we've currently got, are also going to go up, which means that the price of everything is going to start rising. Now think about it this way. As you can see behind me, there's something beautiful there. It's called an electric light. Okay, it's got an energy-saving light bulb in it, but it's still being run off electricity, and that is coming from coal, oil, gas, principally. Okay, we got some renewables in this country at the moment, but essentially that's still not the vast majority. On top of that, there is a cash expense just to run that light. Okay, a cash expense just to keep the lights lit. Now, if we could start getting together and getting some ideas together as how we can actually live, whether you're living in an apartment complex, whether you're living in a flat, alright, whether you're living in a rented room in a house, to try and find ways of living in a manner which cuts down the cost of the things you use on a regular basis, or the energy that you use on a regular basis, then that would be amazing, because that will provide you with greater autonomy away from the energy giants. Now, I don't care what your motivation is to watch this particular video, whether you believe in economic collapse. I personally don't always follow every single line of reasoning along those things, okay? But one thing I do, as it were, believe in, that I hold true to, is the fact that energy and the things that we buy on a regular basis are going to start to get much more expensive, and therefore living Whether you're wealthy or whether you're not, whether you're on a middle class income or whether you're on a working class income, it's just going to get harder and harder and harder. So what I want to do is I want to be the change itself. I want to put myself in a position whereby I have to use the alternative technology. I want to have like the land, I want to have a very basic but well insulated building. I want to go through all of the trials and tribulations that's necessary in getting this kind of thing set up for water heating, space heating, electricity, water storage and purification, and anything else I might need for the purposes of running my computer, running my lights, doing cooking, doing washing up, all these little things that happen in our daily life, which we take for granted because there's always a cash expense and an oil expense, and it's kind of like invisible for us, but essentially it's all there. Alright, also thinking about sewerage, or possibly creating methane gas from waste, shall we call it, of any variety and any type. Also the use of wood gas technology. There's so many things that can actually be done. And I'm also thinking about doing that in this climate here in the UK, where we don't have constant wind direction, we don't have constant sunshine, but with a blend of all these technologies, I'm going to show you, the time for dilettantic or hobbyist use of alternative energy stuff is basically out the window. I've shown you the graph, you can see what things are like now, you know the way that things are going to go, because essentially you don't need to be an Einstein to be able to work out the fact that life is going to get harder for all of us. You just don't need to be an Einstein for that. And as far as the longer term future is concerned, where will our food security be in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years? Where will our energy security be? Where will our heating security be? Alright, so an individual has got to set themselves up to actually go through the trials and tribulations of trying to live in that style, in a climate which is not necessarily 100% conductive towards the autonomous lifestyle. But this is what I want to go for, and it's going to be difficult and it's going to be a challenge, and for that reason I'm asking you to participate and you to help, because this particular video blog can actually act as a rallying post for all people who've got a wide variety of different ideas about how to cut down on the energy expense, how to cut down on taking water from the municipal system, how to cut down on so many different things. We can do it together, and you can help me to get off grid so that I can experiment and demonstrate the successful methods as opposed to the unsuccessful methods, so that you can start incorporating some of them into your daily life. And for those who want to go completely autonomous, they'll have a roadmap in front of them of how someone else has actually done it. Okay, I'll say it again, the time for hobbyist or dilettantic looking into just like creating little things for the purposes of raising awareness is over. You've seen that graph, you know what it's going to be like. Who out there is not aware? Oil is going to go through the roof, same with coal, same with gas. And so that's why I'm asking for your cash donations. Yeah, you might think, okay, so what's Nick doing? Is he just e-begging? Well, this is going towards a project. And this is a project which can be an example for everybody. And you can see your quantity of money going towards important things, and you'll be able to see all the pitfalls and all of the successes. Now, this is important because a lot of the video blogs on YouTube, they just give you a scant bit of information. They try and sell something which looks like it would be okay or looks like it would be a good thing, and then it turns out that after a bit of practice with the whole thing, you realize that basically you've wasted your time, your energy, and your money. I can't have that, and I'm not going to have that, which means I'm going to put in tons of research hours and tons of experimental hours without having taken any of the money from the donations to try and work out what is right, what is wrong, and then to only incorporate the systems that will actually work into the self-sufficient property when it is finally constructed. So bear that in mind. There is a link underneath for you to go to so that you can make a donation, and I will look forward to getting this project up and running. My name's Nick, and this is the Get Me Off Grid video blog. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.